Hey guys, KiraKennedy here with day 24 in my vlog Every Day in April challenge. I'm actually taking a break from working on my final portfolio, and I hate to bring up the bad news here. I've actually got some internet problems, so I am going to have a fun time trying to upload this. I'm going to have to probably go down to my local library to get it done. But, other than that, I said today I was going to go over more of my gaming collection. You saw my GameCube and PS3 games yesterday. I briefly mentioned the fact that I have GoldenEye 007. I will show that probably today as well, but today I'm going over my portable gaming stuff, so my Game Boy Color games, my Game Boy Advance games, and of course my DS games. Okay, here we have a little setup on top of a banker's box. Just going to show off the games, give a brief little thing about everything. I already mentioned I have Madden 2001. This is my proof that I have GoldenEye 007 for the N64. Bought this at the same convention I got the same Con Bravo. I got the N64 and Madden 2001 at a separate booth, though. It works well. I've been playing through it on normal mode. Haven't really played it in a while because of school and stuff, but always been one of my favorite N64 games. From there, we move on to the Game Boy Color collection. Game Boy and Game Boy Color collection. These are all games I've had for a long time. We've got... for the Game Boy Color exclusively, we have Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Just hoping that'll focus. There we go. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Very fun game. Basically, a Game Boy Color port of the NES game with the ability to play Luigi. There's also some extra... There's also a proper two-player mode in this and some extra missions like a tarot card section where you can get a chance at 5 extra lives. That's pretty fun. Put that over here. Yes, I totally ripped this setup up from Jake's Salvage. But, no, I didn't, because there's no webcam there. But, up next we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This was actually the very last game I ever got for my Game Boy Color. This was a present for my 11th birthday, I think. Yeah, because this was the last year before we moved to the town I live in now. I'm not going to say much about that because, you know, privacy and all that. This pretty fun game. It's got a card battle system. It's got, and then other than that, it's your standard JRPG with random encounters and all that fun stuff. You can level up and everything. I've actually beaten this a couple times. This is probably one of my favorite non-Pokemon games to play on my old Game Boy Color. Next up, we have from my favorite non-Pokemon game to my least favorite Game Boy game in general, Rugrats Time Travelers. This game was never all that fun, but I still played it because, well, it was a birthday present, and I really feel bad trying to get rid of it. Okay, from there we move on to one of my favorite games, and the first Game Boy Color game I ever got, Pokemon Yellow version. I actually got this for Christmas when I was 8, along with my first Game Boy Color, which unfortunately has been lost to acid corrosion. I don't know how to fix that, and I actually don't know where I put it after it basically exploded. Oh, well, it didn't explode, but long story short, I got careless with the batteries, and I didn't damage them or anything, but I didn't take them out, and they'd been sitting in the Game Boy for at least 2 years without changing them, and I went to try to turn on my Game Boy one day, and it wouldn't turn on. I opened the back, and it's all crusty there, so unfortunately, until I can find another Game Boy, these games are unplayable. And even then, I don't know the state of the save batteries here, so if they're gone, I might have to replace those too, and I have no idea how to do that. Then, of course, we go to my two favorite Pokemon games before Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out. Pokemon Gold and Silver. I love the Gen 2 games, and unfortunately these, I know for a fact, the save batteries have had their time. They are dead. They can't hold a save anymore. I know this for a fact because these were the last games I ever played on my Game Boy before the batteries corroded. But still awesome games. And if I can find a way to replace the save battery, I will. If anyone can point me out to some tutorials that don't involve solder or any kind of any chance of me royally screwing up these, that would be very nice. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find someone who does these kinds of repairs. Alright, so those are the Game Boy Color games. We're just going to go for a quick little transition, and we'll move on to the DS games. Funny thing, while talking about the DS games, I completely forgot that I also have Game Boy Advance games. These I got at a small convention called Fanfare Geek Fest, which was run by the same folks who ran Con Bravo. They only ran 2 of them, and I got these at the second one, which was the only one I really ever went to. Both of these have their save batteries replaced, and both of them I did play briefly until my little brother wanted my old school DS back, wanted his old school DS back because I borrowed them so I could play these games. But obviously, you know, I own a copy of this because I have shown it I showed it at the beginning of my Fire Red Nuzlocke. Because, of course, the rule to Let's Plays is if you have to emulate, you should own a copy. And I do. Which means someday I might get onto a Let's Play of Pokemon Sapphire. Now, let's actually move on to the DS and 3DS games. Okay, so, now we move on to the DS games. Where's Sonic? Oh, there it is. Okay. Move on to the DS games. We will do these in reverse alphabetical order, starting with the Sonic Classics Collection. This has Sonics 1 through 3, and I believe it has Sonic and Knuckles as part of Sonic 3. But, fun game. This was how I got my practice in for the Sonic Let's Play I was originally going to do, but because of the save issue on my computer, I might actually just save that for a live stream. Maybe closer to Con Bravo or something, but Sonic Classics Collection. Then we have the 4 Professor Layton games, which are available on the DS. These were games my dad originally bought for the original DS that my little brother now uses. Well, I guess he uses it now, but I always really enjoyed these. Had a hard time with the puzzles because I don't do puzzles very well, but fun games to play. Ish, you know, they can be a little frustrating, some of the riddles, but I managed to get through them. And from there we move on to the meat of my DS collection, I guess you could say. I'm going to put these in numerical order because they're all Pokemon games. So these are in chronological order. From there we have Pokemon Pearl, which for a long time would not read on my old 3DS, but suddenly it's starting to read on my new 3DS. Pokemon Heart Gold, which is of course my favorite Pokemon game, combining Gen 2, which was previously my favorite Pokemon game, and my favorite Pokemon generation, along with the music from Gen 4, which, as I've mentioned on Tumblr when I did the 84-day ORAS Omega Ruby Challenge, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Challenge, I should say, Gen 4 was always my favorite music because of that speed metal style it had. Heart Gold really did a nice remix of all that of all the Gen 2 music. Next up, Pokemon Platinum. I have not actually gotten a chance to play this all the way through yet, but I have heard it is a lot better than Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. So, when I get time, I will definitely play that. And then we have Gen 5, Pokemon Black. I have not had the chance to finish this yet, but once I finish this, I will move on to Pokemon Platinum. And then, of course, Pokemon Black 2. Now, this was actually the first of the regular DS Pokemon games that I bought and played. I have actually beaten this. It was quite challenging getting through the Elite Four, especially getting past Iris, but fun game. And that is the regular DS collection. Now I will stop the video and we'll move on to the 3DS collection. Alright, now it is the 3DS collection, and these are the games that I play a lot because, well, They're meant for the 3DS, and they are very fun games. We have The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the 3DS. This is a fun game. I am actually currently about to start the Stone Tower Temple, but then, again, school happened, and I kind of just did not have the time to actually sit down and play this. But, drop the cartridge, hang on. But, again, Majora's Mask has always been my favorite Zelda game. This is actually the first, Majora's Mask for the N64 was actually one of the first, the first Zelda game I'd ever bought, and it has always been my favorite due to nostalgia and the incredibly deep story. Although, I will point out that having to rewind time every hour or so, all the way to the end, kind of gets irritating. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. This is actually my most recent addition to my 3DS collection. I have not actually had a chance to start playing this, although I will get around to playing it eventually, mainly because I want the legendaries, the Alpha Sapphire exclusive legendaries, you can only get during the post-game there. And of course we have the Pokemon game I do play frequently, Pokemon Omega Ruby. This is actually where all my competitive teams are, and this is the game I play the absolute most. This is my absolute favorite 3DS game. Not much else to say about that. So, moving on. I also, of course, have Pokemon X and Y. X was actually the first 3DS game I ever got, along with my old 3DS. This is the game I have beaten multiple times. This is the game, well, not beaten multiple times, I've beaten Elite Four multiple times. I have pretty much gotten every legendary you can in-game, without resorting to events, and this was where my competitive Pokemon experience started, because, well, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire hadn't come out yet. And of course, we got Pokemon Y, which I only bought the other version for the same reason I bought Alpha Sapphire when I've already beaten Omega Ruby. One, to experience the game from scratch, and two, so I can get the game-exclusive legendaries. So in this case, it's Yveltal. Here, I can't remember the exact exclusive game-exclusive legendaries that are available, but there's that. And then we have the game I played the second most amount of time, Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. This game is fun, although admittedly working with the circle pad has been a bit of a learning curve, and this was of course the reason why I bought the Link and Mewtwo amiibos I showed off yesterday. Hang on, I'll grab them so I can prove to you, just so I can show you what I'm talking about. Link and Mewtwo. Link, of course, being one of my mains, or the only one of my mains that's available in amiibo form here in Canada, and Mewtwo just because, well, it's Mewtwo. And then we have the game that I started out playing a lot, but kind of got bored with, Tomodachi Life. Basically, it's a handheld, it's a 3DS version of the new Miitomo app, which is basically you're living in a house, you get to visit your friends, you get to do all kinds of cool stuff. The only difference between this and Miitomo is there's no survey questions, which means you don't have to answer that damn flower question. Alright, and no sooner do I get the vlog for today finished, then my internet connects itself back. I don't know if I just had to leave it sitting for a while or what, but it happens a lot, so I guess I'm just gonna get this finished editing and then gonna work on my portfolio assignment a little more, and hopefully I'll get it all done before 5 tomorrow, because that's when it's due. If it's not done by 5 tomorrow, I'm gonna have to start taking late penalties, and I mean, it's not the end of the world if I lose 10% on this assignment, but I'd like to get this done as close to the due date as possible. Anyways, with all that out of the way, if you guys would like to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at KiraKennedyHNR, Tumblr at KiraKennedyHNR.tumblr.com, and of course you can always check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/KiraKennedyReviews. And as always, if you'd like to check out any of my past work, my Let's Plays, my stream archives, even my reviews, you can do so at peanutbutterdisaster.com. Also, let me know if the quality of this video is okay, because I'm trying something out. I adjusted the quality settings on my camcorder. If it looks better, let me know in the comments. If not, well, I don't know. But until tomorrow, I'm Kira Kennedy, and thank you for watching.
Peanut butter disaster.